Ever wondered what challenges international students face while studying in the United States? Welcome to a journey we're about to embark on together, exploring the trials and tribulations faced by international students in the United States. This journey is not just for those who've crossed oceans to pursue their dreams, but also for those looking to understand their struggles, their resilience, and their determination. In the heart of this journey, we'll navigate through four major challenges that international students often encounter. First up, we have cultural adaptation. Imagine being thrust into a completely new environment where the customs, traditions, and social norms are vastly different from what you're used to. It's like learning to walk all over again in a world that's constantly moving and evolving. Next, we encounter the hurdle of language proficiency. While English may be a common thread for international students, the nuances, accents, and colloquialisms can be a tough nut to crack. It's not just about understanding the language, but also about being understood. Then comes the burden of financial constraints. The United States, known for its world-class education, also comes with a hefty price tag. International students often find themselves juggling part-time jobs, scholarships, and loans to keep their dreams afloat. Lastly, we have the immense academic pressure. The pursuit of excellence in a foreign land, coupled with the expectations from back home, can weigh heavily on the shoulders of these young dreamers. The struggle is real, but so is their determination to succeed. Each of these challenges is a mountain that international students must climb, but they're not insurmountable. With the right resources, support, and determination, these obstacles can become stepping stones towards success. So, are you ready to take this journey with us? Ready to explore, understand, and empathize with the struggles faced by these brave souls who've left their homes in pursuit of knowledge and growth? If your answer is yes, then buckle up. Join us as we delve deeper into each of these challenges using real-life case studies for a better understanding. Meet Anaya, a student from India who had her share of cultural shocks in the US. When Anaya first arrived in the States, she was brimming with excitement. The prospect of studying in a new country, meeting new people, and being exposed to different cultures was a dream come true. However, this dream quickly turned into a daunting reality. Anaya, like many international students, grappled with cultural differences that were far from what she had imagined. One of the biggest shocks was the individualistic nature of American society. She was used to a collectivist culture where family and community play a significant role. The shift to a more self-reliant way of life was challenging. She felt isolated and struggled to make connections. The food was another hurdle. Anaya was accustomed to spicy Indian cuisine. The bland taste of American food was at first unpalatable. The dietary change was sudden, and Anaya found it hard to adjust. Academically, Anaya was taken aback by the interactive nature of classroom discussions. Back home, students were expected to listen more and speak less. The participation-oriented approach in the US was unfamiliar and intimidating. Anaya was shy and had difficulty expressing her thoughts. Her grades suffered as a result. Despite these struggles, Anaya was determined to adapt. She joined cultural clubs and student organizations to learn more about American culture and make friends. She experimented with American food, gradually developing a taste for it. In the classroom, she pushed herself to participate more actively. Her professors and classmates were supportive, which boosted her confidence. Anaya's journey was not easy, but it was transformative. She learned to embrace the differences and adapt to a new way of life. Her story is a testament to the resilience of international students who navigate cultural differences while striving to excel academically. Anaya's experience paints a vivid picture of the cultural adaptation challenges faced by many international students. It's a reminder that cultural adaptation is a journey, one that requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to learn and grow. Next, let's look at Kenji's journey, a Japanese student who grappled with language barriers. Kenji, a bright and ambitious young man from Japan, set his sights on studying in the United States. With dreams of becoming a software engineer, he knew that studying in the US would open doors to opportunities that were scarce back home. Upon his arrival, Kenji was met with a wave of excitement, mixed with a tinge of anxiety. The hustle and bustle of the American university life was a far cry from the quiet town in Japan where he grew up. Apart from the cultural differences, Kenji was faced with a hurdle that he hadn't fully anticipated: the language barrier. Kenji had studied English in school, but the academic language used in his university classes was a whole different ballgame. The rapid pace of lectures, complex terminologies, and nuances of spoken English left him feeling overwhelmed and isolated. This language barrier had a ripple effect on Kenji's academic performance. He found it challenging to keep up with class discussions, comprehend dense reading materials, and express his ideas effectively in written assignments. His grades started to slip, and the pressure began to mount. Kenji was not alone in this struggle. Many international students grapple with language proficiency issues, which can have a significant impact on their academic success. Kenji knew he had to overcome this hurdle. He sought help and started attending English language workshops, utilizing language learning apps, and participating in language exchange programs. He spent countless nights practicing his listening and speaking skills, slowly but surely improving his English proficiency. The journey was far from easy, but Kenji's determination and resilience paid off. He began to understand his lectures better, participate more actively in discussions, and his grades started improving. The language barrier that once seemed insurmountable was now a hurdle he had managed to overcome. Kenji's story brings to light the language proficiency challenges many international students face. It's a testament to the power of determination, resilience, and the willingness to seek help when needed. It reminds us that language is not just a tool for communication, but a bridge that connects us to opportunities, experiences, and to each other. Now, let's turn our attention to Maria from Brazil, who faced financial constraints while studying in the U.S. Maria's journey to the U.S. was fueled by dreams of a brighter future, but the reality of her situation quickly became apparent. The high cost of tuition was the first hurdle she faced. With international student fees being significantly higher than for domestic students, Maria was left grappling with a substantial financial burden. She had secured a partial scholarship, but the remainder of the tuition fee was still a mountain she had to climb. Beyond tuition, the cost of living in a foreign country was another strain on Maria's budget. Rent, groceries, transportation, textbooks, all these expenses added up quickly. Maria found herself in a city where the cost of living was much higher than back home in Brazil. She had to learn to budget meticulously, making tough choices between necessities and luxuries, between needs and wants. To supplement her income, Maria sought out part-time work, but finding a job that fit her class schedule and visa restrictions wasn't as easy as she'd hoped. Despite her best efforts, she faced rejections and closed doors, a harsh reality check to the challenges of the U.S. job market. Maria's story is not unique. It's a narrative shared by countless international students who juggle academics with financial stress, who count every penny and stretch every dollar, all in the pursuit of their dreams. It's a testament to the resilience and determination of these students, their willingness to face and overcome these challenges head-on. But it's also a call to action for universities, for policymakers, for communities, to recognize these financial barriers and work towards solutions. Scholarships, work-study programs, affordable housing options, financial literacy education. These are just a few ways we can help ease the financial burden for students like Maria. Maria's experience is a stark reminder of the financial challenges that plague many international students. Let's not forget the faces behind these struggles, the dreams that are being chased, and the potential that is waiting to be unlocked. Finally, let's consider Ahmed's story, a student from Egypt who faced immense academic pressure. Ahmed, like many other international students, had high expectations to meet. He was not only navigating a new country, but also a demanding academic landscape that was vastly different from what he was accustomed to back home. Ahmed was enrolled in a rigorous science program at a prestigious university. The curriculum was challenging, with complex topics, intense lab hours, and a continuous stream of assignments and exams. Ahmed found himself spending countless hours in the library, trying to understand the course material, often sacrificing sleep and personal time. Additionally, his scholarship depended on maintaining a high GPA. This meant that he had to consistently perform at the top of his class, adding another layer of stress to his academic life. The fear of losing his scholarship haunted him, as it was his ticket to attaining the American dream. To add to his woes, Ahmed had to juggle his studies with a part-time job. As an international student, he was allowed to work only a certain number of hours per week, but even this limited work took a toll on his study time. He often found himself rushing from his job to his classes, wolfing down meals in between, and burning the midnight oil to keep up with his studies. Ahmed's experience is not unique. Many international students like him grapple with the monumental task of managing their academic workload, maintaining their scholarships, and balancing part-time work. It's a pressure cooker situation that can lead to stress, anxiety, and in some cases, even burnout. But it's important to remember that these struggles are part of the journey. They are challenging, yes, but they also shape these students, making them resilient, adaptable, and strong. And while the pressure may be immense, the reward, a quality education, a sense of accomplishment, and a bright future, is often worth the struggle. Ahmed's story underscores the intense academic pressure that many international students grapple with. So we've seen firsthand the challenges of cultural adaptation, language proficiency, financial constraints, and academic pressure. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've heard and seen. There's no denying that international students face a unique set of hurdles. The cultural adaptation is a journey that can be both exciting and daunting. Imagine being dropped into an unfamiliar world where the customs, traditions, and even the food are different. It's like learning to walk all over again, but this time in a totally different landscape. Next, we have language proficiency. While English may be taught in many schools worldwide, the practical application can be a whole different ballgame. Think of the times you've tried to understand a thick accent or a colloquial phrase that's not in the textbook. It's not just about speaking or writing English, it's about understanding and being understood in return. Now let's talk about financial constraints. Studying abroad is a huge investment, and for many, it represents a significant amount of their family's savings. The pressure to make every dollar count can be overwhelming. Add in the high cost of living and the limited work opportunities for students, and you've got yourself a financial tightrope to walk. And finally, academic pressure. The reason international students are here in the first place. The expectations are high, the competition is stiff, and the workload can be heavy. It's a pressure cooker situation where the heat is always on. However, remember this. While these challenges are real and can be tough, they are not unique to international students. Everyone faces challenges in their life, and it's through overcoming these challenges that we grow and learn. And let's not forget the incredible resilience and determination of the international student community. They've traveled far from home to pursue their dreams, and they're not about to let these challenges stand in their way. These challenges, while daunting, are not insurmountable. But how can these challenges be overcome? What solutions exist to support international students? Indeed, the hurdles that international students face are significant, but they are not insurmountable. With the right solutions, we can chip away at these barriers, making the journey less daunting. Let's start with cultural adaptation. Universities can host cultural orientation programs to help students acclimate to their new surroundings. These programs can offer insights into local customs, traditions, and societal norms, thereby bridging the cultural gap. Imagine a platform where students can learn about Thanksgiving traditions or the significance of the 4th of July, or even the basics of American football. Knowledge, after all, is power, and in this case, the power to fit in and feel less like an outsider. Next, language proficiency. While English might be a global language, its nuances can be tricky to master. To address this, universities can offer language support services, workshops, tutoring, and even conversation clubs. These services can help students strengthen their English skills, ensuring they can confidently participate in academic and social conversations. Financial constraints, a major concern for many, also have potential solutions. Scholarships, grants, work-study opportunities, and financial aid options can ease the monetary burden. Universities can also provide guidance on managing finances, aiding students in budgeting and understanding the cost of living. Last but not least, academic pressure. The stress of maintaining grades while juggling everything else can be overwhelming. But with mental health resources in place, counseling services, stress management workshops, and peer support groups, universities can help students navigate these pressures. It's vital to create a safe space where students can voice their concerns without fear of judgment. These solutions, of course, require effort and investment, but the return? A diverse, inclusive, and thriving academic community where everyone has an equal shot at success. So let's not just identify the problems, let's actively work towards the solutions. By implementing these solutions, we can strive to make the journey of international students a little less strenuous and a lot more rewarding. In conclusion, the journey of an international student is not an easy one. From adapting to a new culture, to mastering the English language, to handling financial pressures and dealing with academic stress, the hurdles are many. We've walked through these challenges, each a mountain to climb, each a river to cross. Yet remember, these challenges are not insurmountable. We've also explored possible solutions. Embracing cultural differences can lead to enriching experiences. Language proficiency can be enhanced over time, and many institutions offer language support. Financial constraints can be alleviated through scholarships and part-time work opportunities, and academic pressure can be managed with the help of advisors and peer support. So yes, the journey of an international student is filled with obstacles, but each obstacle is an opportunity for growth, for learning, for resilience. While the road may be tough, with the right support and resources, every international student can conquer these challenges and thrive.